Okay, Chris.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order.
All right. We'll call it.
And we have no new members, so we will skip that.
We don't, but I can update you that I believe there are 2 people that are applying, and they should be on the select board agenda for tomorrow.
Oh, good.
So I will know Wednesday, and I'll let you all know.
Good. Actually, they've been doing the selectmen, the DCTV has been doing it on Facebook Live, so I've been able to watch it.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, you'll know before I do, because I'm out tomorrow.
Okay, and we'll review and approve the minutes from the meeting of June 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay, I just want to make a comment, because again, I wasn't there, about the air conditioners.
Yes.
I don't know if they've been updated at all, but anyone who has those rooms, the ones that go in the room,
Mm-hmm.
they still have to put a, something outside to vent it.
Yes.
So they have a long tube to go to vent it and everything. like
Right.
that. So I wasn't sure if anybody knew that, so.
Yep, and we've been installing the piece that goes on the slider at our expense for everybody.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I can't vote, but aye.
You
Okay.
will for this.
Approved.
Okay.
Now we'll go to the, what has been a long time, citizen participation. Anybody there?
No.
Okay. So we'll do that and go on to staff report.
So the property manager's reports are on yellow paper. Chris, yours might be white.
Yeah, no, I have everything in order.
Okay.
I was really impressed that, that there's only one, which they explained, there's only one property that's behind, really on the rent, everybody else is in the 90s. And
Yeah.
That's like 90% paid, and that's, from the last time I was there, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's,
Well, it's a big improvement.
It is, it's a very big improvement.
And just ask a question.
Sure.
Are the names blocked out because of like privacy
Yes.
regulations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
That was my only question.
How about what does that stand for?
I'm sorry, WL is waitlist. So this is the move-in report, and WL would mean that we took somebody off the wait list and put them in. Transfer would mean somebody transferred from another property into that unit.
I actually did have a question. Are the semi-annual inspections, are those, the residents notified of that?
Oh, of course.
Or is it a
Oh, yeah,
surprise
no,
thing, or-
no, they're given notice. Oh, yeah.
They clean for weeks
Yeah,
prior to days.
no, we give them plenty of notice. Okay. And then you got Jack's report in the second pile of papers that came. It was his brief report.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where he fell on there, so.
Yeah, he's under the property.
I just had a question about where it says that as we continue to implement changes in our inspection protocol, I think he's addressing the issues.
Which, is this on Jack's report?
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that mean?
So it had been the long, so our protocol before was if we went into an apartment and there was a lot of tenant created damage, we didn't attempt to clean it, we didn't attempt to fix it all right away. Now we are. So if we go in and we find a lot of holes in the walls because the doors have been slammed, or, you know, other things that are not normal wear and tear, but they're clearly, you know, when the closet closers get ripped off or something, you know, something happens and we can identify it as not normal wear and tear, but a tenant caused damage, we go in and we'll fix it now. So we are hopeful that by doing that, we will stay on top of the condition of apartments. The first way led to very long turnovers and an inability to bill for damages. So doing it this way, we can bill the tenant because they're in place, and we can separate out normal wear and tear versus tenant damages, and we can have that conversation with the tenant now while they're still living with us. If they want, you know, we'll say this is wear and tear, but this is, we think, damage you did. Or was
So when
done.
he says about implementing changes in our inspection protocol,
That's it.
so it would still be though that every 6 months?
Yes.
It wouldn't be more often?
No,
Okay.
no. They'll still inspect every 6 months, but now, when the inspection is done and written up, work orders go in to repair everything.
Anything else? Jeff's report? No, so then we'll move on to, Sash?
No, we have 2 write-offs,
Okay,
so I need you to,
right, I can see that.
yeah.
I have to tell you, if I take a little longer on things, I'm not allowed, I can't sit because I have a wound, that is partially down below my sitting area.
Oh,
And, so I'm lying down as I'm doing it.
Oh,
all the
dear.
time. So if I go looking for papers, it might take me a little bit. So
Okay.
I'm balancing a phone.
all right.
So we're not doing the
We'll do
reports?
that next.
Oh, gotcha.
We have approved write-offs, we have the RAD and MTW meetings, we have the high performer status information, and then I have to add an E on this one, which is to adopt and approve the RAD application, which was the second piece that got mailed out to you.
Okay,
So we're at B, Chris, approve write-offs in the amounts of $4,000
Okay.
and $2,000.
there it is. Okay, I see it down here. Yeah. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve those write-offs.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approved.
Okay.
Next is the RAD meeting, I have that stuff separate. I love that, I loved your memo to people, Chris. It really explained everything.
Oh,
I've been
good.
away from it for a while, it really explained everything so nicely,
Oh, good. Thank you.
so I knew what was going on.
Yeah. So,
And I will just,
sorry, go ahead now.
And I did find this spelling error on the worksheet. I'm not sure, I got them mixed up, so I'm not sure what page it is. I have to look for it now, I had it right here. It says, rental assistance demonstration worksheet for many to one application.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And the last sentence, Melrose Terrace will remain outside of the RAD transition as it has been a solid plan for REIT, and this is RELOCAIPON.
It also says remain outside the RAD transition as it has a solid plan for, oh, I see, relocation.
Location.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry. You're
Okay,
welcome.
good, okay.
Okay. So,
But this one is just for your information. We sent you the minutes from the first set of meetings we have with the tenants, with our residents about RAD and MTW. And now we have another set that are going to be going out with some, actually with some corrections. Look like this.
Oh, I had it right in front of me.
Oh, okay. So you'll be getting this, we had another set of meetings on July 11th, and so we have another set of minutes like these that are ready to go out to all the residents.
Okay, good.
And the big news is that we have a RAD application now.
This answered a lot of my questions. It was good.
Good.
And we have to approve that tonight?
Not at this point.
Okay.
But you will, yes. This was just information for you on the minutes with the residents.
Okay. Okay, no, this was good. And so anybody have any more questions or anything? No, okay. The PHAS high performance status of 3/31/2018. Congratulations on that.
Yes, yes. This is, we had been a high performer and we went down to a standard, which is not terrible. But high performer is much better given that we want to do RAD and MTW. And it's a real testament to the staff that they did the work that was needed to get those numbers up. So we sent you the whole thing just by way of information.
That was
You
great.
got a whole day off. I want to know if I could have a day off.
I know, well,
Right, Pat?
they deserved it.
Yeah.
They deserved it. This was an
Yeah.
amazing turnaround, so they've done a great job. So that's all. It was just so you could really see what's behind this scoring system and, you know, all the detail. And you didn't have to study it, just look at it and go, oh, yikes.
Yeah, I looked at that and said, wow.
Would we have to do something like that if we became a RAD or MTW and or for MTW?
No.
Like,
We would not have, well, under the RAD program, we would no longer have a REAC inspection, and we would not be evaluated under FAS or CMAP.
oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot less work.
right.
Not a lot less work, but not, having somebody coming in and judging everything
Right.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So,
Okay, any more questions? I'm sorry.
no? Any other questions?
Resident what mustache?
So this is where I want to tuck in item E, Chris, which is to adopt and approve the RAD application that we sent you.
Okay. I misunderstood you then, I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I move that we adopt and approve the RAD application as given.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Great.
So,
Yes, aye.
and what I think we should do, Chris, is, or for all of you, is also have either Donna or Pat authorized to sign this.
Okay.
And it says that on the very last page, 404, it says that this board approval form has been approved by the Board of Commissioners on the date noted below, and I think somewhere there it says, and we've said that this person can sign it, so.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So who would like to?
Motion made, motion.
Right now?
All right.
I'll sign it.
Okay, so Donna will sign it.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we authorize Donna to sign the RAD application as the Board of Commissioners, under the Board of Commissioners.
Okay.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That's good.
Oh, great, thank you very much.
Right here?
Yeah, it says their
Print name
signature.
and print title.
Yeah, so,
Fantastic.
good, that is super.
Okay.
And your title is
Mine
Commissioner.
are not yet. That's the end of the problem.
Donna's signing it, so,
And today's date?
is, the 16th.
Now, it said to print the name, where do I actually sign?
Let me see. Print name, print title, date. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, so print, right, sign right in there. Yeah. And did you put your title as Commissioner?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. That was excellent. All right, Chris, we are ready to go on to resident wellness and services.
Okay. Anyone have any questions or comments?
Oh, I was wondering, about the smoking areas. It said that there was a suggestion to put a cover of some sort over the smoking area for protection from the weather. Are we going to be able to do that, or is that something we have to vote on, or how does that work?
Well, we had a very small return. We have 70 families, and I think we got 6 surveys back, and 1 person asked for a cover. So I think at this point, we're going to wait and see what happens. A lot of people, it's hard given, so in Moore Court, we might be able to find a couple of common areas, but at Ledgewood, it's going to be very hard to figure out covered areas because of the way the site is set up.
Yeah.
So they're still talking with residents. We're still, you know, we'll do it if we can figure out a common area and it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing there that's really like close to, both ends, is there?
No.
No, there's no place like, not thinking like Hayes Court, which is the people in, and which is right in the middle. There's nothing that's kind of right in the middle there that's easy for people to get to.
Right. So at Moore Court, it seems like people are gravitating to 2 set areas, one on one side of the property, one on the other. So we might, put something around those picnic tables and say, okay. But at Ledgewood, I really don't know. I mean, that's going to be more discussion with people about, really what do they think will work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot. I mean, that's reading Lorelei report, all the things that they're doing is amazing.
Yeah.
All the family things that is great.
The 2 family days were really, really successful. And
Good.
residents really liked them. The police and fire came and they really worked well. And a lot of people did say, why don't you do more of this? And I have to admit, I think they're right. We should do more of that.
Looks like Lucy might be kind of struggling.
Yes. So we've got some things in place to get that program beefed up.
Okay, any more questions or? Okay, then now David, HPV administrator. I will say, I love, when David writes those reports with all the statistics and everything. They're really interesting to read.
Mm-hmm.
And, how many, I mean, it's a small, not a large group of people, but it's interesting to see the statistics, 100% this, or, 60%, 0%, because there's no new people before the report was written. I really do, it sounds silly, but I made other people, but I really enjoy reading it.
Well,
That's interesting.
yeah, I thought this annual report was, had a deeper retrospective to when we actually started the program than other ones, and I thought that was just great.
They put a lot into it.
Yeah, really gave a good,
It's almost like a piece of history that you could put into a binder.
yeah,
If somebody else comes along 20 years from now, having that information will be great.
yes. Well, it's especially timely because the housing director for the Agency of Human Services, Angus Cheney, up in Montpelier, has given his notice and he's leaving in August. So, and he's been the one that's funding this program and really, our champion in the agency. So I think this report is it was very timely for David to do it in this way.
And David writes, he's so, he writes to the normal person.
Yeah.
The comments, Jeff Potter had a thing to people who write op-eds for the comments.
Yeah.
You're not writing a grant. You're talking to normal people. If you have to, when you write these op-eds, you have to put it towards anybody who will read it that might not be as familiar with what you're talking about. And I thought that was great, and it's the kind of writing that's good, that you talk to, just a regular person, not somebody who is so hyped up with all that information ahead of time.
Right. Yeah, I'll pass those along.
Okay. And any other questions or comments? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, work session, old, new, and other business. Anything for that, the financial review?
Just really this month, it's just the checks, the check listing.
Okay.
And Donna and Pat worked out, Pat's going to do July, or is doing July.
Yeah, July.
And then August check signing will be done by Donna with the exception of 1 week where Pat will fill in.
Okay.
So-
Okay, I am hoping to be back by September. I'm hoping to get out of here by the end of the month.
Okay,
I'm hoping to be back to the meeting in September. However, I don't know if we'll be driving by then.
okay,
So I don't know how easy it will be for me to get around, back and forth to check and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know, I won't know really until I see how I do once I get home.
yeah. Well, why don't we leave September open and we can see what happens tomorrow with the select board in terms of having new commissioners and it may be that one of you needs to do September and then we'll fold a new commissioner in October.
That'd be no problem.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just taking things day by day right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally understand. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, financial report?
Just the monthly check listing is really it for the financial report.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Um,
looking at that.
Is John Carter an attorney? Is that correct?
John Carter. Did we pay him a lot of money?
30,000 plus another 16.
Oh, no, he's, I think he's the one installing the sprinklers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
I actually remember that now.
Yeah, that's the sprinkler installation, which is done now.
And Trust North, that's on the first page, 17. I don't remember.
Yeah, look at this, and they said, boy, in June, whoever did June, they have a lot of checks with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was making-
Trust North, I'm thinking that that must be a payment for a property, for Richards
I just
or
can't
Red
remember.
Clover. Some kind of payment that was due.
And for Tom, I would mention all the GMPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
Those are always a little crazy.
I know, we talked a lot about that today.
That was it to me.
Okay. So, that's it for me. I don't have anything else. I told you that you've signed the RAD application. That's gonna go in. I have submitted, an application to HUD, which everybody told me I had to amend our phase one disposition, with the Chicago Special Application Center, so we could do the demolition. And now I'm being told that I didn't have to do that, and just stay tuned, we'll see what happens. So,
That's what I was gonna ask, about the demolition. I'm not sure where I saw this. It said they might be keeping 5 buildings up.
we will be, yes.
Okay. And will we be able to move anybody in there?
They're all occupied.
Oh, it's people that are there now.
Yes, yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So
We,
will they be demolished after we move those other people out, or?
well, that's always been what we've said we would do with them, but that's all dependent on getting money to do it. And, you know, I don't know that once we've done this big mitigation project, I'm not sure that we will have a basis on which to go to FEMA for another big application, because this initial FEMA work will really create the flood storage, the maximum flood storage that I think you can get on this property. So we've always said that ideally all the property would be demolished. The reality is that we have 5 buildings that will be moved out of, and then we are turning the property over to a third party or to a nonprofit entity, and I don't know if they'll be able to get the money to demolish them, you know, and I don't know really at that point if the demolition will be necessary once we do this first mitigation work, which, when you think of it, when we first started the whole Melrose relocation and all of that, we talked about demolishing the whole property, but we didn't have any idea that we would get funding or anything. So now with the FEMA project coming online, let's hope, that sort of changes our assumptions.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how it unfolds. The critical item is really to get the pre-disaster mitigation award as soon as we can this year, because we have about $236,000 in CDBG DR money, disaster recovery money, to help tear down 4 buildings, and that money disappears at the end of this year. So we really need to be able to at least tear down those 4 buildings this year.
Does this year mean December, or does it mean the fiscal year?
It means December 31 of 2018. So, yeah, it's getting tight.
Yeah.
But the whole project probably will take, you know, I'm thinking it'll be a year and a half probably for the whole project, because we, you know, the project is putting a box culvert on the bridge, and widening the stream considerably and then lowering the stream. So that's a lot of stream work that we'll have to get permitted for. So just doing that is gonna be a lot. So it's a big project even when we get it. It's a big
Yeah.
project.
Never easy.
No, but we are really moving pretty decidedly on the addition at Red Clover.
That's
Good, good.
Yeah, yeah, and we have most of our construction team in place, and we're really starting to move a lot on it, so.
If we'd have known about that before, could we have just thrown that on there at the same time? You know, I mean, if,
Well, I don't know, we might have, I mean, we might have. It's hard to know. We certainly didn't and still don't think that that one building should be any bigger than it is. So I don't know.
the
Yeah.
heating is gonna be amazing. It's like, just hit your own there.
Yeah. And the water should be fine and the sewer, and we're thinking the storm drainage should be okay, given how well it was done. So, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So somebody will be a little closer to the pizza place.
What?
Somebody will be a little closer to the pizza place.
Yes. Yes,
Just the window.
they'll have a pulley system.
Yeah.
And it's up to the others.
So I have nothing else unless board members do. We do not meet in August. So if something happens, I mean, I'll keep you all apprised via email. Is that good for you, Chris? Email?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
It is. I just have to remember to check it every day.
Okay.
You know, you have to get a little bit
Yeah.
not doing it. So,
Well, I'll just keep you all up to date on how our RAD application goes and this thing with the HUD in Chicago. And if we get 2 new members, that'd be exciting.
Yeah.
September
That would be
meeting.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, and the last thing is that I wanted to say congratulations to Donna. There was lots of news in the newspapers about Donna getting a promotion, and wanted to congratulate her. We're very pleased.
Thanks.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have nothing else. Your
Okay,
vice
so I hear a
chairwoman.
motion to,
I'll make a
Adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All right.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Well, thank you. This is really nice. I really enjoy it. It's just doing something other than like,
Yeah. Well, this is great, Chris. I think that we'll just plan on, hopefully you'll be home calling in, but I think we'll just patch you in from on the phone from now on.
yeah, well, I'm hoping I'll get to the meeting itself.
Yeah, I know.
One step at a time.
Yeah.